The customer service in Korea is so good that it's really kind of bad for everyone. So a very long time ago, after having been in Korea for some time, I went to visit Taiwan for a little while. And I went to a Starbucks in Taiwan, and I usually go to Starbucks to do some work on my computer or whatever. And I finished, I was gonna leave, and I have my empty cup of coffee. And look, when I go to America after being in Korea for a while, and the Jiguans are not as kind there as they are in Korea, it doesn't shock me because like that's America, and I'm kind of used to it. But when you're in Taiwan, for one thing it's Asia, but another thing just Taiwan, Korea, Japan, all those countries have pretty damn good customer service, especially relative to America. So when I was in Taiwan, I'm still in that feeling of like the Jiguan is very nice to me. So I went up to the Jiguan and I said like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't find where the trash can is. Where's the trash can? And the Jiguan just told me, oh, it's over there. And I was really shocked because after being in Korea, in Korea, if you're the customer and you go up to the Jiguan and you say like, where's the trash can? I have this empty cup. They'll just go, oh, it's okay. Let me take that. No, I've got it. It's okay. Yes. Oh, have a good day. Okay, goodbye. And they have to be super nice to you. So when they didn't do that in Taiwan, I was like, oh, I was shocked. How dare you not take my garbage? Even though it's really, in America, I would not be. In America, if you do that, you go like, where's the trash can? They'll just be like, over there, buddy. Like 9 times out of 10, they'll do that. They might take it sometimes, but mostly they won't. And this kind of customer service is good, of course, when you're the customer. But here's the problem. All of us spend some of our time as a customer and much, much more of our time as a worker. So that's the thing. So even though when you're a customer, everything's great, when you're a worker, things are not so great because you have to be super smiley, you have to be perfect, and you have to be amazing. And that kind of sucks because we're all spending most of our time as a worker. Nowhere more so than in Korea, where you guys work more than most, maybe more than any developed country, if not the most, and near the top, right? Korean people work a lot. So you're spending almost all of your day as a worker, and then for like that 1 or 2 hours or a few hours that you're the customer, everything's great. Wouldn't it be nice if things were nice when you were the worker and pretty nice when you're the customer too? So let me give you another example. I was in Korea with my Korean friend, and we were going to a cafe, and we both brought our computers, so we were both gonna just kind of do work separately. So we weren't sitting at the same table. And then when I got to my table, it was kind of sticky and gross. Like usually I don't care that much, but this was so sticky I don't want to put my computer on that and stuff. So I went to get a napkin and put some water on it, and I started wiping down my table. And my Korean friend's like, no, don't worry about that. Go tell the Jiguan. He'll come and he'll do it. It's his job. And my Korean friend is 100% correct. And in America, a lot of people will think like him, which is like, look, it's his job, so he's got to do it. And that's true. But I didn't want to do that. Okay, I feel a lot of sympathy towards the worker, even though it's his job and he's supposed to wipe it down and I'm the customer and I should have access to clean tables. I still feel bad. And the feeling is like, why do I need to give him more work? He's got enough work. He's busy enough. If I help out in this little way, like it's a very small thing for me and it'll help out that poor guy who's working. I feel sympathy towards people who are working at that moment. And like I'm trying to tell you, not every American will feel this way, but a lot of Americans know what I'm talking about. A lot of Americans might think like, oh, that's too much, it's his job, he has to do it. But I think a lot of Americans will agree with me like, dude, relax, dude. Like, wipe down the table yourself. Give that poor guy, a chance to not have to work as much. Give him some time off. I think in Korea, like Korean people, I've really never seen a Korean person be like openly mean to a Jiguan. Honestly. Now, it's partially because I haven't spent nearly as much time in Korea as I have in America. I think it's also just because Korean people are just generally nicer than Americans, generally less angry than Americans. So, like, I've just never seen that. But there isn't this idea of any kind of sympathy towards the worker, I think. I think in Korea, it matters a lot which side of the money transaction you're on. If you're the customer, you don't do anything. You don't got to feel bad for that worker. It's his job. He's earning money. He's getting money. So like that's his reward, right? And if you're the worker, you better work super hard because you're the one earning the money. So it's time for you to bust your ass and be perfect and do whatever the person giving you the money wants you to do. Done. That's the dynamic. Very simple and straightforward. And so, like, you know, that's great when you're the customer. As a customer, you're sitting there and someone's being super nice to you. But like I said, most of the time you're not the customer, you're the producer. And you've got to work super hard. And even if you're not doing a job that's like a G1, okay? Even, you know, if you work in an office, there's someone giving you money. And usually the representation of that is your boss. And that's why to your boss, you have to do abu and go, oh yeah, you're so funny, boss. I think you're great. Let's go to Way Chic and we'll all drink and we'll all talk about how great you are, because that's part of like kind of customer service, and that you have to be super nice to the boss. And maybe hopefully someday you'll be the boss and everyone will be nice to you, but then you'll also have a boss. And we spend, the real main thing I want you to take away from this video is that we spend a lot more time as a worker than we do as a customer. So if we're all sympathetic, even when we're customers, if we're all sympathetic to the worker, everyone will kind of have a generally better time, I think. Now, let me give you one final example, which is in America, Korean people, almost all Korean people have seen American movies or know something or even visited America before. Korean people know about American tip culture. You go to, especially at restaurants, always at a restaurant. Many places you have to tip, but especially at a restaurant. So you go to a restaurant and then you order your food and here's, you probably, I don't know if any Korean people have ever seen this, or if you've been in America, maybe you've seen it, but like many of us, not all of us, but many of us are super nice to waiters and we don't want to like bother them. So like there's always a waiter walking around and we need like a refill on our soda, or we need another napkin, or we need something else. And we don't just go like, hey, waiter, come here. We'll be like, oh, excuse me, waiter. Oh, he just runs by. Oh, it's okay. No, we'll wait for him to come by again. Let's just wait. Oh, excuse me, waiter. Oh no, he's very busy. Let's leave him go. Let's go. You know, and we'll be like, oh, excuse me, waiter. If you have time, could you please just give me a little bit of soda, extra refill? Thanks, buddy. Many of us are super nice to waiters because we feel kind of guilty and we feel sympathetic towards them, because at that moment they're working, we feel a little bad for them. And that's where tips come in, honestly. Like, we don't tip. The original idea of tipping was, you know, there's a market incentive for the waiter to do better customer service. So if he's a really good waiter, I give him extra money. If he's a really bad waiter, I give him less money. And then in the future, he'll always try to do his best and be really good customer service because he'll make more money that way. It's really not about that anymore. We give tips because we feel sympathy towards them. We feel guilt. We don't want them to hate us. Like, even though we're the customer and we're giving them money, we don't want them to hate us. We don't want them to, we feel guilty that they're having to work their ass off and we're sitting there like, you know, lazy people, or like the king, or whatever you want to say. So we tip them just to get rid of that guilt. And this is really emblematic of not all Americans, but how many Americans think, which is everyone's a worker and everyone's a customer. And when I'm a customer, I'm going to feel some sympathy towards the worker because I spend a lot of my time as a worker. And hopefully when the other guy who's working now and I'm the customer, when he's my customer and I'm the worker, maybe he'll be nice to me. And as a society, we all kind of do that, and it kind of makes things nicer for the worker, which is great because we all spend most of our time working. Whereas I think in Korea, honestly, I don't see that sympathy very much in my experience. Like I said, I've never seen anyone be outwardly mean to a Jigwon, but I've never seen this kind of sympathy for the Jigwon, because I think Korean people have this idea of which side of the money are you on. You're the one receiving the money? Well, then I don't have any sympathy for you. You're getting money. I'm the one giving the money? Well, then you've got to be super nice to me because I'm losing money. And that's the way it works. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you hate this video, give it a thumbs down. If you love me or hate me, please hit the subscribe button. Please leave some comments on this video, because honestly, like, maybe Korean people do have sympathy for workers more than I'm thinking. Maybe I don't even know if this isn't supposed to be insulting, but it's just how the way we think. And, you know, maybe you found it insulting and maybe I'm just wrong. You know, leave comments, because I love comments and I love when people can correct me, and I certainly read as many comments as I can. Also, remember that this videos come out every Friday at 7 p.m. So if it's Friday instead of 7 p.m., please check the video out. And of course, remember to have a super most awesome day.